Good evening. Tonight's story is called The Underwater City. So snuggle up under the blankets and prepare for a wonderful night of sleep. Once you're all settled in, close your eyes and get ready to dive into a magical tale. In the year 2300, a breathtaking city called Kremenos was born. This city was like no other, located deep beneath the waves of the ocean. If you woke up in one of the many one-bedroom apartments downtown, you might think you were in New York or Tokyo. When you looked out the window, you would see tall, glassy skyscrapers reaching toward the sea above, casting shadows on the streets far below. As you listened closely, you could hear the gentle chatter of more than 30 million Texas people bustling about, heading to work. Imagine living in a penthouse suite at the corner of the First Street and First Avenue. From here, you could gaze out and see both the Eiffel Tower and the Empire State Building. At the same time, Kremenos was built as a beautiful mosaic of the world's greatest cities. In just a short 15-minute walk, you could spot the needle-like CN Tower of Toronto, the whimsical dancing house of Prague, and the towering Gateway Arch of St. Louis. But the most magical part of Kremenos was what you would see when you looked up. Instead of fluffy white clouds lazily drifting by, the sky remained a perfect shade of blue day after day. Since its founding, every day had been dry and mild. Because of this special climate, you'd never need an umbrella or a jacket. That's right, Kremenos is the world's first underwater city, and its beauty captured the hearts of people everywhere. 30 countries came together during the 23rd century to create this magnificent underwater city. For 45 years in a row, Kremenos had been voted the most beautiful vacation destination in the world. The founders chose a Greek name for the city, inspired by the legend of Atlantis. They decided on the name Kremenos, which means hidden, a perfect fit for this enchanting place beneath the waves. To keep the city bright and lively, artificial lights replicated the rising and setting of the sun. Most of the city's food was imported from the world above, but there were farms at the city's edge, growing enough crops to feed the bustling population, which was about the same size as Shanghai. Among the first generation born in Kremenos was a man named John. His parents had moved to this extraordinary city located on the ocean floor off the coast of Seg, Madagascar. As a child, John often wondered what the world above looked like. His parents told him fascinating stories about their trips across America, visiting places like Yellowstone National Park and the San Grand Canyon. He begged them to take him there, but as he grew older, he lost that desire. He realized he had seen enough movies to know that Kremenos was as beautiful as any place on Earth. John worked as a window cleaner since he was 15 years old. Every morning he would receive a list of buildings that needed their windows washed, both inside and out. For nearly about 50 years, he drove around the city exploring every nook and cranny. He had traveled down every side road and circled the glass domes surrounding the city thousands of times. The city was designed to resemble 32 of the most famous cities in the world, even though John had never visited any of them himself. Each district was similar to the original, and the city itself was somewhere between the sizes of Singapore and Hong Kong. Now, as he approached retirement, John knew the city better than anyone else. He could tell you where to find the most mouth-watering slices of pizza in New York. He also knew which rooftop in tiny Tokyo offered the best views of the schools of fish swimming by during the day. John loved his job as a window washer because every day brought new adventures. He met the locals and learned bits of their languages, making his days rich with stories and friendships. Even though he enjoyed his work, he looked forward to retirement, dreaming of lying on the sandy beaches of Little Lisbon or the Melbourne district. After a lifetime of washing windows, it would be nice to feel the warm sand between his fingers and listen to the sounds of the ocean surrounding him. John imagined spending entire days watching the schools of fish swim by. As his time in the workforce came to a close, it became his responsibility to train his replacement. On the day he was to meet his successor, John's alarm went off at its usual time of 5 o'clock. He took a deep breath and hit snooze twice, wanting to stay in bed just a little longer. When the alarm rang again, he finally got up, his knees creaking as he climbed out of bed. John walked to the window of his small one-room apartment, pulling open the curtains. As the sun began to rise, the lights in the city flickered to life, illuminating the beautiful underwater landscape outside. Today was a special day. He would be passing on his knowledge and love of the city to someone new. Excitement bubbled within him as he thought about all the stories he would share and the adventures that awaited his successor. As he got ready for work, he felt a wave of nostalgia wash over him. The memories of his many years in Kremenos filled his heart with warmth. He knew that the city would always hold a special place in his heart. So, as you drift off to sleep tonight, remember the magic of Kremenos, the underwater city where dreams come alive and adventures await just beneath the waves. Sleep tight, little dreamer, and may your dreams take you to enchanting places filled with wonder